Welcome to my channel, Sunshine Shoulders. I'm Calvin. Thank y'all so much for joining me again this morning. Beautiful Wednesday morning. St. Carlos City, Negros Occidental, smack dab in the middle of the Philippines. I always tell you that because I want you to know I'm boots on the ground over here. I'm not in New York, Florida, Houston. I'm actually living here. But I want to talk about one of the biggest mistakes that men make when dating a Filipina. And simply this: they move her away from her friends and family and support group. I've seen it done over and over with really tragic consequences, really. Everybody knows that the Philippines is a family-oriented society. I mean, but there's more to it than that. The women that we deal with, they just don't travel. They don't know how things work outside of their community, the province, the city they're from. Let me tell you something if you don't already know. In the Philippines, it's more about who you know than what you know. And where she lives is where she has all the contacts, okay, all the inside information, even the gossip. You don't want to take her away from that. That's her support group. And I know why we do it. We do it because we bring the matrix with us. We think, oh, because you've heard somebody else say to get them away from their family because the family's going to be big in and you're going to have to take care of them and all that, right? Well, if you've been following my channel for any period of time, you know that I've been in St. Carlos City 5 years. It'd be 5 years, May the 2nd. And I can count on my hands, I promise you, the money that I've given her family. I mean, do they come over here and eat? Absolutely. Okay, but it's not just her family. I've had relations with 3 families over here. They never asked me for anything. I mean, you know, and I hate to say that because they're never going to ask you. But I mean, it was never any pressure put on me. They never even asked her to ask me. It's just not true. But what you're going to do, you're going to put yourself in a situation where the blind is going to be leading the blind. You're new over here. You don't know nothing. If you're going to be with a woman, you're going to need all the resources that she can muster. And most of that is who she knows. If you're trying to buy land, you're trying to rent an apartment, whatever you're trying to do. But the first thing we do, the guys who make this mistake, because a lot of people do it, under the false pretenses of, I've got to get her away from her family, is we move them away from their support group. Don't do that. Okay, I'm telling you right now, you're not going to go through all that. And if you do, that's the biggest red flag. Because remember, the fruit doesn't fall too far from the tree. If you start to get all these requests and everything like that, you need to probably back out of that situation to begin with. But don't make that mistake. Okay? Because she's going to be a big part of your settling in over here, your adjustment period, your acclimation, whatever you want to call it. But if you move her if I move Maryland from St. Carlos City to Cebu City, she's going to be lost. She knows absolutely nobody there. She doesn't know her way around. She has no friends. She has no family, nothing. Now imagine moving her away from her base. She knows people in City Hall. Okay, she knows people everywhere at the market. The reason we were able to buy this land, she knew the engineer to build the house. Of course, her brother built the fence and the guest house. You don't want to take yourself away from those type of benefits. That's going to help you. But y'all not going to listen because y'all always want to listen to the negative stuff. I'm boots on the ground over here. I'm telling you what I'm seeing, man. You know, the worst thing you could possibly do is Take her away from there, because guess what? She's going to be unhappy eventually, because you're not going to go around any Filipino people to allow her to go around Filipino people. The only people she's probably going to go around is her neighbors, if you're around any. You're going to cut her off. You're going to make her a stranger in her own country, man. And an unhappy Filipino is the worst Filipino you want to deal with. It's not going to last. Remember, happy wife, happy life is true. So don't make that mistake, guys. You know, I've dealt with 3 women over here and their families, and I just never had any problems. Her mother lives with us, hell, but that's a benefit. You know, you want to take advantage of what the family has to offer. We come over here, we acting like we run the Philippines, like we really know where we're going, who we're dealing with, who's who and what's what. You don't know anything. And that's why you need the woman. And you keep her right here in her own city. If it's a problem, then you leave. Don't take her with you. Okay, now, some people leave for other reasons. Maybe they had problems in their family. Or maybe when you met the young lady, she was in another city, probably looking for a job or working. If that's the case, okay, but she's been there long enough to know her surroundings, to be able to help you. That's what I'm getting at. The woman's not going to be any help to you, and you're going to need all the help you can get when you come over here. If you take her out of her comfort zone, you have to keep them in their comfort zone, guys. I promise you that. Of all the information I give you, this is one of the simplest and one of the most easiest to follow. If she's from Balamban or if she's from Cebu City, find a place there. Trust me on this. Thank me now. Because she's not going to be any good to you in Manila. So thank y'all so much for stopping by. You know, this came across my mind. You know, I was chatting with a guy, you know, and he's looking for some land. And I said, well, hell, you know, ask your wife. He says, well, she's not from Cebu. And I said, see, she's from somewhere else. Well, there you got it. Because if you were a woman, no matter what you're looking for, if you keep her at home or somewhere near, I mean, you're not going to live in the province, obviously, but whatever that city is nearest the province is where you want to live, where she can easily get back home and be around her friends and family anytime she wants. But that's what you want to do, see, because she's going to know where the land is. She's going to know who's selling this and who's selling that. Honestly, man, it's not hard over here. Probably the hardest thing about the Philippines for me was the damn plane ride. You know, women over here, they aren't expensive. They just aren't. Okay? If you want to save money, guess what? Let her ask you for the money when y'all get together. I'm not talking about a scammer online or someone big and online. Let her ask you. I told you the story many times. Before I built this house, Marilyn only wanted one room and a CR for her and her kids. Okay? She only wanted that because a lot of times they have no reference, ladies and gentlemen, as to what something costs. They don't know. They're used to dealing on a very small scale. I'm talking about the women we deal with, not all Filipinas. So when you come over here, okay, she asks you for some money, it's going to be a very small amount because that's what she's used to dealing with. But if you voluntarily give her the money, now you painted yourself in the corner. These women aren't expensive, man. They're not complicated. They don't have expensive tastes. The only reference they have to go by is what they've heard or what somebody told them. So if a Filipino calls you cheap, Okay, you got to ask yourself, well, where did you get that from? How can you say I'm cheap, even if I earn $1,000 a month? How can you call me cheap? Where are you getting that reference? What's your reference? If you're earning 10,000 pesos a month, that would be a damn good job. Which right now, with the dollar being as strong as it is about $182 or something like that. Okay, so if you really want to hold on to your money, let her ask you. Okay, quit volunteering your money because you're always going to give too much. You know, last and least before I get off of here, because I saw one of those other Filipino like black men videos, and y'all know that just gets under my skin. In 2024, we're still talking about race and everything like that. But I dated 3 women at one time before when I first started coming over here, and they all knew about each other. Okay, they would post pictures of me on Facebook and all that. And I'm just as brown. I was just as brown then as I am now. Okay, it has nothing to do with my skin. It has a lot to do with my character. Okay? If I'm managing my time, if I'm managing my health, if I'm managing my money, they're going to beat a path to my door. But I think that's insulting, ladies and gentlemen. Whoever's making those videos, I know you're doing it for clicks, but you're insulting me and other people like me. But when you get to a certain level, you know it's nonsense. That's why it bothers me. There's no credibility to a video like this. It's not going to help anybody at all. I've been over here on and off for 15 years, almost 6 years in a row. If I was going to have problems with women over here, I wouldn't be here. So thank y'all so much for stopping by. Just some stuff that came across my mind today. I wanted to share with y'all some real life boots on the ground information. If you're in America, it's late already. Before you let your head hit the pillow, please find somebody to help. Put some insurance on your life. Put some insurance on your happiness. If you're in the Philippines, it's early. I did this video late because I won't make a video till something flashes across my mind. And I think it's relevant. If it's not relevant, I'm going to do it. If you don't think keeping your wife or girlfriend near her family is not relevant, then guess, I don't want to hear your sob stories later on. You're asking for trouble. Not a day goes by, I don't help somebody over here. I'm going to help somebody today, like I always do. Because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. When we help other people, we help ourselves. Take care, stay safe, stay out of trouble. I'll see you next time. And don't do anything stupid. Like come over here, get involved with a woman, and move her away from her friends and family.